Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 20th May, a journey through time of 20th May 2025 Tuesday. Today's that is 20th May highlight in history. 1609. Shakespeare's sonnets are first published in London, perhaps illicitly by the publisher Thomas Thorpe. 1631. The city of Magdeburg in Germany is seized by forces of the Holy Roman Empire and most of its inhabitants massacred in one of the bloodiest incidents of the 30 Years' War. 1645. Yangzhou Massacre, the 10-day massacre of the residents of the city of Yangzhou, part of the transition from Ming to Qing. 1714. Johann Sebastian Bach leads the first performance of his cantata for Pentecost Archchalet Ir Leader BWV 1722 at the chapel of Skolos, Weimar. 1741. The Battle of Cartagena de Indias ends in a Spanish victory and the British begin withdrawal towards Jamaica with substantial losses. 1775. The Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence is allegedly signed in Charlotte, North Carolina. 1802. By the law of 20 May 1802, Napoleon Bonaparte reinstates slavery in the French colonies, revoking its abolition in the French Revolution. 1813. Napoleon Bonaparte leads his French troops into the Battle of Bautzen in Saxony, Germany, against the combined armies of Russia and Prussia. The battle ends the next day with a French victory. 1861. American Civil War. The state of Kentucky proclaims its neutrality, which will last until September 3 when Confederate forces enter the state. 1861. American Civil War. The state of North Carolina secedes from the Union. 1862. US President Abraham Lincoln signs the Homestead Act into law, opening 84 million acres, 340,000 square kilometers of public land to settlers. 1864. American Civil War. Battle of Ware Bottom Church in the Virginia Bermuda 100 campaign. 10,000 troops fight in this Confederate victory. 1873. Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis receive a US patent for blue jeans with copper rivets. 1875. Signing of the Monterey Convention by 17 nations leading to the establishment of the International System of Units. 1882. The Triple Alliance between the German Empire, Austria-Hungary and the Kingdom of Italy is formed. 1883. Krakatoa begins to erupt. The volcano explodes 3 months later, killing more than 36,000 people. 1891. History of Cinema. The first public display of Thomas Edison's prototype kinetoscope. 1902. Cuba gains independence from the United States. Thomas Estrada Palma becomes the country's first president. 1927. Treaty of Jeddah. The United Kingdom recognizes the sovereignty of King Ibn Saud in the kingdoms of Hejaz and Najd, which later merged to become the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 1927. Charles Lindbergh takes off for Paris from Roosevelt Field in Long Island, NY, aboard the Spirit of St. Louis on the first non-stop solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean, landing 33 plus half hours later. 1932. Amelia Earhart takes off from Newfoundland to begin the world's first solo non-stop flight across the Atlantic Ocean by a female pilot landing in Ireland the next day. 1940, the Holocaust. The first prisoners arrive at a new concentration camp at Auschwitz. 1941, World War II, Battle of Crete. German paratroops invade Crete. 1943, the Luthra woman, a bog body from the early Neolithic period, radiocarbon dated C 3928 to 3651 BC, was discovered near Luthra, Sweden. 1948, Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek wins the 1948 Republic of China presidential election and is sworn in as the first president of the Republic of China at Nanjing. 1949, in the United States, the Armed Forces Security Agency, the predecessors to the National Security Agency, is established. 1956, in Operation Red Wing, the first United States airborne hydrogen bomb is dropped over Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. 1958, Capital Airlines Flight 300 collides in mid-air with United States Air Force Lockheed T-33 over Brunswick, Maryland, killing 12. 1964, discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation by Robert Woodrow Wilson and Arno Penzias. 1965, 121 people are killed when Pakistan International Airlines Flight 705 crashes at Cairo International Airport. 1967, the Popular Movement of the Revolution political party is established in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. 1969, the Battle of Hamburger Hill in Vietnam ends. 1971, in the Chuknagar massacre, Pakistani forces massacre thousands, mostly Bengali Hindus. 1980, in a referendum in Quebec, the population rejects with 60% of the vote a government proposal to move towards independence from Canada. 1983, first publications of the discovery of the HIV virus that causes AIDS in the journal Science by a team of French scientists including Francois Barres, Sinoussi, Jean-Claude Charman and Luc Montagnier. 1983, Church Street bombing. A car bomb planted by Umokonto Uisige explodes on Church Street in South Africa's capital, Pretoria, killing 19 people and injuring 217 others. 1985, Radio Marti, part of the Voice of America service, begins broadcasting to Cuba. 1989, the Chinese authorities declare martial law in the face of pro-democracy demonstrations, setting the scene for the Tiananmen Square massacre. 1990, the first post-communist presidential and parliamentary elections are held in Romania. 1996, Civil Rights. The Supreme Court of the United States rules in Romer versus Evans against a law that would have prevented any city, town or county in the state of Colorado from taking any legislative, executive or judicial action to protect the rights of gays and lesbians. 2002, the independence of East Timor is recognized by Portugal, formally ending 23 years of Indonesian rule and 3 years of provisional UN administration. Portugal itself is the former colonizer of East Timor until 1976. 2009, an Indonesian Air Force Lockheed L-100 Hercules crashes in Magetan Regency, killing 99. 2011, Mamata Banerjee is sworn in as the Chief Minister of West Bengal, the first woman to hold this post. 2012, at least 27 people are killed and 50 others injured when 6.0 magnitude earthquake strikes northern Italy. 2013, an EA5 tornado strikes the Oklahoma City suburb of Moore, killing 24 people and injuring 377 others. 2016, the government of Singapore authorized the controversial execution of convicted murderer Kho Jabing for the murder of a Chinese construction worker despite the international pleas for clemency, notably from Amnesty International and the United Nations. 2019, the International System of Units (SI), the base units are redefined, making the international prototype of the kilogram obsolete. 2022, Russo-Ukrainian War. Russo claims full control of the Ukrainian city of Mariupol after a nearly 3-month siege. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, share and subscribe.